along with a homemade sign showing $1 a cup. Alyssa and Maya and Aliana are quite the little business owners here, and they have sold more than $70 worth of lemonade this year.
That's impressive.
Last year, $170.
Woo!
And here's part of their secret to success.
So you cut the lemons, squeeze them, and put the soda cap. There's like a lemonade mix.
So you actually are using real real lemons.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
How can you pass by those cute faces and not buy a cup of lemonade?
The only problem is now they just gave out their secret recipe, which is not so
But
secret anymore.
they didn't give you the actual
The
measurements.
measurements. I mean, look at that. They're doing pretty well for themselves. Do you ever have a lemonade stand?
Yeah, a time or two.
Yeah.
Still have the cup.
Yeah. Kind of weird when you walk into work and your coworker has a red Solo cup on his desk. It's
So
interesting.
it'd be pretty bad if I went by and said, hey, can I get a free refill?
Yeah, that would be bad and gross. Give those nice girls your money.
Hey, I saw them on Far Hills today. Don't know if they're going to be there tomorrow, but be on the lookout for
Yeah.
them. The funny story of all this was, they're like, hello, yeah, my mother says we need to see identification.
I love that
before we get
so much. They were so sketched out by you.
And I told Mom, I called Melissa this afternoon and said, hey, listen, they're going to be on television.
Yeah.
You're doing great, stranger beware.
Yeah.
I said, ladies, I'm not going to get out of my
Smart
truck until you go check with your mom.
Yeah.
I showed them my WHIO TV Tonight badge, and all was good. So I had a good time with those young ladies.
But they didn't give you a discount, did they?
Heck no.
Good for them.
I mean, and I tipped them
We love
very,
that.
very well.
As you should.
And I
They
told them
deserve
maybe
it.
by tomorrow to tip them $100.
All right, I'll see what I can do as long as you give me $100.
Day off
That'd be
tomorrow.
great. Yeah.
Robert, it is her day off tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the question is Holly going to be able to get out and enjoy it, or is she going to have to kind of lay low and stay in front of the air conditioner again?
Well, if she's off, then yeah, that's the best opportunity to go get some lemonade because it's still going to be hot, and they should have
I need some cash.
it should have a good sales day tomorrow because we're still looking at maybe not an excessive heat warning, but heat advisories across the region. In fact, it's still warm outside. Salina's one of the hottest spots out there with temperatures in the low 80s at this point. 83 degrees there. Other places in the low 80s too. But at least we're looking at some quiet conditions. You can see today Salina got up to 93, got up to 94 in Springfield, Springboro 94 as well. So it looks like those were the hottest places across the Miami Valley. And Dayton not much farther off with 93 degrees the temperature there. Temperatures now we're looking at Salina, that was 83, also 83 in Dayton, 83 in Springboro, and a couple places in the 70s, so that's nice. It's getting a little bit less hot outside, but it's still humid. Now, a lot of people tend to think that the relative humidity percentage, 90% humidity, oh, it was so hot, it was like 80% humidity. That doesn't actually, I know it maybe doesn't make sense. It doesn't actually tell you how much water's in the air, how humid it is outside. When the humidity percentage reaches 100, that means it's foggy. 100% humidity, all it means is it's foggy. When you're flying through an airplane, or on an airplane, through a cloud, that cloud, 100% humidity. What you look at is the dew point. That tells you how much moisture is in the air. So if you're in Phoenix and it's 100 degrees, it feels like 100 degrees. You add the dew point, the humidity, it's going to feel a lot hotter. In fact, at this hour, it still feels like the 90s across the region. 92 in Dayton. You're also looking at really a lot of places, generally looking at the 90s off toward the east. But west of, I'd say I-75, you can see some places at least feeling like the upper 80s. Outside in the morning tomorrow, you're still going to need the ice water. You're still going to need the sunscreen. You're still going to need the shorts. My girlfriend yells at me when I don't put that on my face to keep my face from, apparently you need it every time you go out. So 77 degrees will be the temperature in the morning, sunrise at 6:08. Tomorrow, temperatures in the upper 80s, getting into the 90s as well. Now we're looking at the chance for a shower in the afternoon, and if we do see one, temperatures will be in the 80s. Because it'll help cool things down, but you can definitely expect us to reach the 90s with the heat and the humidity tomorrow. Hopefully we can see a little bit of rain to cool us off though, and if we don't, we're going to cool off anyway. You can see as we head into Saturday, the temperature dropping into the 70s, but it doesn't last too long because we're back into the 90s as we head into Monday. So at least Friday a little less hot, still above average. Saturday and Sunday really look pretty nice, and Sunday, your Father's Day, looking sunny, looking seasonable, looking nice. So as we head into the overnight hours, looking pretty dry, but as we move into Thursday afternoon, it's trying to spin up a shower in the morning. I'm not so convinced on that, but I am convinced that we could see a better chance of an isolated shower, perhaps a stray thunderstorm tomorrow as well in the afternoon, not lingering much into the evening hours. and then dry for Friday. Now, what about any severe weather? Well, even if we do see a thunderstorm, not expecting really any strong weather or that much rain for, you can see looking at maybe tenths of an inch, so not a lot of rain either. If we do see severe weather, the best chance is going to be well off toward the west in western Indiana or off toward our east, so perhaps a little bit closer toward Columbus, but as far as the Miami Valley, I don't think we're going to see much. All the ingredients are going to be out toward the east. So as we move into the weekend, experience and appreciate, I guess, the cool air because it's moving back up to the 90s by next week. And overall, the forecast is looking dry. Just can't rule out a stray shower on Thursday and perhaps into the middle of next week.
It was definitely his term of endearment. If he didn't like you, he didn't speak to you. It's just who he was.
Be that as it may, the cemetery where he now rests is not happy about it being on his headstone, but his family thinks it's perfect.